Clear Fork has a 3-game winning streak over the Minutemen, including a 35-28 overtime win at Lexington last season. The last time Lexington defeated the Colts was back in 2016 by a 21-0 score. Does that streak come to an end tonight? Stay with us. It's the Mansfield Roofing and Home Improvement pregame show coming up next.
Maumee Bay Turf Center, a leader in synthetic sports surfaces as well as natural field construction, maintenance, and renovation. Maumee Bay Turf is part of Turf Nation, the most trusted source in the synthetic turf industry, including creating the surface for the biggest game in pro football. From professional, college, and high school sports to recreation and commercial projects, check them out at MaumeeBayTurfCenter.com and see our large collection of finished projects and services. Maumee Bay Turf Center, we build better.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chris Ebert. This is my son, Dr. Cam Ebert. We are Ebert Dental Group in Willard, Ohio.
Here at Ebert Dental Group, we offer a wide variety of services: restorative dentistry, dental implants, root canal therapy, Invisalign, teeth whitening, cosmetic dentistry, dentures and partial dentures, Botox, and much, much more.
We're currently accepting new patients, and we would love to see you here at Ebert Dental Group.
Need to catch up on some action? Check out the Friday Night Pigskin featuring all of the football highlights from the area at 11:30 every Friday on the OH Report.
We invite you to remain standing and sing our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to week number 3 of the 2022 high school football season from Clear Fork High School as the Colts host the Lexington Minutemen. I am Brian Harter along with Bruce Weirich, and we are already at week 3 of the 2022 high school football season. Last week we talked about the fans and the crowds down at East Knox, and in Richland County, I don't know if it gets a whole lot better than being here for a high school football game in the Valley.
You know, Clear Fork's got a tradition. I got here at 4 o'clock, Brian, and I'll tell you, people had their blankets out. They had their chairs out. I don't know if they have reserved seats or not, but every bleacher was taken.
They really love their football down here at Clear Fork. This year, the Colts off to a 1-1 start, but we'll start with Lexington. Lexington at 0-2 under the direction of their first-year head coach, Andrew Saris. He was hired late in the game, really didn't get a full offseason with this team, and they've gotten off to a rocky start. They were defeated by Shelby last week, 53-21. All 3 of the Minutemen scores came on the ground. Mason Green scored once. Carter Newman scored twice. Newman, in fact, finished with 174 yards on 14 carries. He's got a nice young group. He's had some injuries, but they're looking for that first win, and it's not going to be easy if he thinks he's going to come here against a rival like Clear Fork.
When I was coaching at Ontario, I took over the team, and here I am, a rookie coach. I know how the Lex coach feels, and you want to start to build your program. You want to start putting your philosophy in there. He had a late start getting in there. He's got new kids. He's got a new coaching staff, a new system going in. It's going to take a little bit of time for that to gel. And the one thing that I look at right now, most schools are already in session. Lexington, this is football game number 3, and they don't start school till next Tuesday.
Well, I talked to him on the phone today, and he was telling me it's really kind of organized chaos at Lexington because right now they're in the process of opening the new school. So everything is just really kind of out of sorts right now, so they're really just waiting for things, for literally the dust to settle on the new high school and to get the school year underway. He came to Lexington from Madison. He was the head track coach for 11 years and an assistant football coach as well. He takes over a program that has had only 3 winning seasons since 2016. He played at Smithville, and by the way, he was on a team that was pretty good over there. They lost in the state title game to Marion Pleasant 33-18. So even though he's been an assistant, this is his first head coaching job for football, and I talked to him a little bit on the field before the game, and he's really excited about the opportunity to come down here and play against the Colts.
Well, Lexington's a big-time school. You know, they have the facilities. You name it, they have it down there, and they got a great coaching staff, and it just takes time. You just have to get your feet in there. You got to get a routine started. Let's give him a weight system this year. Let's see what he does in the off season with the football team. Right now, they're learning. He's learning about the players. The players are learning about him. I was 2-8 my first year, but you start to build on that and you start to work your way up the ladder.
So now the keys for Lexington, they have to make sure that they can account for the All-Ohioan for Clear Fork in Caden Riddle. This is a guy who is a big stud on the offensive line, creates a lot of destruction and havoc on the defensive side of the ball, so they have to make sure that they know where he is at all time. They also want to force Clear Fork to throw the football. Clear Fork loves to pound it down your throat. Victor Skoog is an outstanding athlete, but they want him to beat them through the air. And Coach Saris told me they have to take one play at a time. They have to come down here and just do what they do, and they can't get caught up in everything else.
Yeah, and we're running a little bit behind tonight because they had a Hall of Fame. So you've got all the old-timers here. You got history, Clear Fork history right here looking at you in the face. And Clear Fork's going to be tough tonight. They're going to put on a great show.
So Lexington looking for their first win. Clear Fork, they have split their first 2 games of the season. Last week they lost at Granville 16-8. The Colts managed just 198 yards of total offense against the Blue Aces. Skoog, as we talked about earlier, provided almost all of those offensive yards. 59 yards on the ground, 128 passing for 187 of the 198. And for them to win tonight, he's got to get some help from other people.
Yeah, but you're here in the Valley. You know, this is Clear Fork country. You got a beautiful turf. You got a beautiful night. You got the fans behind you. All the Hall of Famers are back. And you're right. We're just going to have to sit back and see what happens. And, you know, anytime you come to the Valley, you're not only playing the 11 players out there, you're playing the band, you're playing the fans, the 12th man in the stands. It's high school football at its finest.
Now, as we take a look at the Clear Fork Colts' keys to their victory, for them to come out and win tonight, I love this first one. Hail to the victor. Victor Skoog, obviously a big part of their offense, and everything, whether it's the passing game or really the running game, runs through him.
Yeah, if you have a quarterback that can run the ball, you put so much pressure on defenses, because a lot of times defense, they don't account for a quarterback. They'll account for the fullback, tailback, the receivers, 5 wideouts. They'll cover everybody, but that quarterback can break a defense's back just like that. One little run up the field, and he changes the whole complexity of the game.
They also need to get some production out of Ty Robeson. He's a guy who offensively can be dynamic out of the backfield and catching the football as well. So he has to have a big night, and that could take a lot of pressure off of Victor Skoog.
Yeah, you can't put all your eggs in one basket. That's the old saying. And you got to take your quarterback and you got to spread it out a little bit. You don't want a defense to zero in on one person. You want to spread it out, force that defense to defend 11 players.
There are the Colts in their black home jerseys and black pants with the green numbers and letters trimmed in white. Starting to feel a little breeze down here in the Valley, so a perfect night for high school football as I hate to say this, we're almost getting to the midpoint of the season. We're already at week 3. It seems like the season just started.
And it's going so fast. And we've done some great games already. We saw Senior High in Norwalk. We saw East Knox and Crestview. And now we got 2 more premier area football teams going at it on a Friday night in beautiful Clear Fork.
The Colts opened the season with a 21-20 win at Lucas, then suffered that 16-8 loss last week at Granville. The Minutemen, they dropped their opener 21-17 to Ontario before losing at home to Shelby last Friday night 53-21. Lexington, again, looking for that first winning season since they were 7-5 back in 2018.
And take a look at the schedules these teams are playing every night. Yeah, every Friday night you got to be ready. There are no easy games anymore. It used to be, you can look at your schedule and say, well, that's a give me, that's a give me. Well, that's over. Those days are over. These coaches are so well trained. They run these complex offenses, and they make things happen. You slip up one time, and you're in trouble.
Lexington won the opening coin toss. They deferred, so they will kick off to start this matchup here in week 3. Back deep for the Colts is Tristan Robeson and Luke Schlosser. And we are just about ready to get underway here at the Colt Corral as Clear Fork looks for win number 2 on the 2022 high school football season. Kickoff chores being handled by A.J. Young. And we are underway. It's a low kick. It's going to be taken by one of the up men. That's Nick Appleman. And that is where the Colts will start the first possession of the game. The offensive starters for the Clear Fork Colts, again, led by Victor Skoog. He's a guy that really does a little bit of everything. Had 184 yards passing, 159 yards rushing, and 2 touchdowns on the season. Robinson, as we talked about, averages about 4.5 yards a carry. Also has 8 receptions for 43 yards. And Caden Riddle, the All-Ohioan, leads that offensive line, 6'4" and 260 for the talented senior. Colts will stay on the ground. First play up to the 30-yard line, a gain of 5, and that's a carry by Powey Alt, the senior.
I like what Clear Fork's doing. They're coming out. They run a little counter play, trying to feel out that defense, see what the defense doing, and telling the defense right now, don't key on the quarterback because we have other runners in this program.
The defensive starters led by Mason Green, 19 tackles, 5 of those for losses, and Matt Dwyer has 2 sacks in the early campaign. 2nd down and 5. Colts again on the ground. So 2 plays and 2 carries by Alt, and Alt is up across the 35 to about the 39, and that's a first down. And that's what Dave Carroll wants. They want to be able to run the football and take some of the pressure off of Skoog.
I don't want to say too much right now, but what's that position in front of the tailback out there? Do you remember what that's called?
That's a fullback.
That's a fullback.
That's a fullback.
Oh, that's what they are. That's a fullback for you.
Robeson again, running room up across the 50. He's got another first down. Or that's Alt, excuse me, with his 3rd carry. And the chains are moving, and so are the Colts. 1st and 10, and this opening drive looks really good for Clear Fork.
And you talk about taking pressure off your quarterback. This is how you do it, Brian.
Pally Alt's a transfer who was from Cleveland last year. And they were really excited about getting him on the football field. Schlosser, his first carry of the game, up across midfield down to about the 46, a pickup of 4.
And you are right. This is Clear Fork football, and it's been this way forever. You can say whatever you want. When I was coaching against them, they ran the football all over the place, and they're doing it right now.
Backs again in the eye. They pitch it to Alt. Alt with a hole in the left side. He gets across the 40 for another first down. Wrapped up by DJ Johnson, but not before Alt collects another first down, and the Colts are looking very impressive in their first possession of the game.
Being an offensive line coach and watching what's going out there, you got to respect those 5 men up front for Clear Fork because, to tell you the truth, the secondary is making the tackles. Anytime you can get a back through the line and outside those linebackers and make yardage on it, your offensive line's doing the job.
Got an injury timeout on the field with about 10.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. No score. The Colts, with their first drive of the game, take this opportunity to thank all of our sponsors. MWD Logistics, Blackstone Insurance, Studio 19, Mansfield Roofing and Home Improvement. We thank them for their sponsorship of this high school football game. Colts under the direction of Dave Carroll, who's in his 14th season. They've won 81 games, lost only 60 during that span. Clear Fork won the OCC once. That was back in 2010, and the Mid-Ohio Athletic Conference twice back in back-to-back seasons of 2017-2018.
Back to that I formation with the fullback.
Skoog up under center. And a run up the middle. This time the Minutemen snuffed it out, Alt with nowhere to go on first down. They'll actually give him forward progress for a 2-yard gain to the 37, so that'll make it 2nd down and 8.
Lexington is now, they've got to focus on the run. They got to stop this drive. Look for a play-action pass pretty soon. Tight end out of the field, going to the flats.
Wing on the right side of the formation. Then they'll stay on the ground. That's Olds. Got running room down the near side to the 20. He's down to the 10. He's knocked out of bounds inside the 5. First and goal for the Colts. Pally Alt with an explosion on the right side, and he sets up the Colts inside the red zone. That's some nice blocking at the beginning of that play, and the rest of it was Alt down the sideline.
It's amazing what speed will do for a football team. He just outran almost everybody on that defensive line.
First and goal at the 4. Scoop faked it and had nowhere to go, as he is wrapped up defensively. Briar Miller back there on the stop from his linebacker spot.
Nice defensive stand by the defensive line for Lexington. They're going to need a couple more of those big plays to stop this offense.
Second down and goal from the 3. Alt now back in as the tailback. That's Alt. Pitch near side, and he's tripped up, and he loses yardage back at about the 8-yard line, and then he was wrapped up by Camden Boozer.
When you get inside the 20-yard line, defenses get tough. It's called the red. That's why it's called the red zone, Brian. And Lexington, 2 big plays in a row to stop this offense.
Schlosser and Alt in the eye. They fake it to Alt. Skoog looks wide open to the end zone, and he overthrows his intended target. He had him in the end zone, but it's going to be 4th and goal.
And there's that play-action pass. You run, you run, you run. You fake it. He boots out wide open. Just overthrew him a little bit. Early season jitters. Field goal team looks like they're hustling out.
Adam Van Osdale will come out to attempt the field goal. It'll be a 25-yard attempt. He has yet to try a field goal this season. High snap. Kick is up, and it is good.
Nice drive by Clear Fork, but they got into the red zone. Lexington, their back was against the wall. They started blitzing their linebackers a little bit more, made something happen. Clear Fork ends up with a field goal. It's a lot better than a touchdown, Brian. A lot better. In fact, the momentum probably shifted to the Lex a little bit on that stop.
I like the poise of Lexington's defense. After giving up the big run, they really settled down there in the red zone, and that was something that Andrew Saris was telling me, that he's just trying to emotionally make sure that his guys stay composed, stay under control, don't get too high, don't get too low. And in that drive right there defensively, they showed that.
Yeah, just stay with the basics. When you have a young team out there and you're struggling a little bit, you just want to stay with the basics. You don't want to make things complex for your athletes. Keep it basic.
Jay Jackson to tee it up for the Colts with a 3-0 lead, 8:21 to go in the first quarter. Clear Fork has won 3 in a row over Lexington, and look to make it 4 in a row tonight over their backyard rivals. Kick angled to the far side of the field. And returned up across the 20 to about the 23. So that's where Lexington will take over 1st and 10. The offensive starters for the Minutemen. And they are led by A.J. Young, their quarterback, 181 yards and 1 touchdown on the season so far. Carter Newman has been outstanding out of the backfield, 304 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jamarian Fagan, their leading receiver, 7 receptions, 42 yards. Matt Sheets, the big tackle at 6'5", 260. Leads the guys up front.
Clear Fork defense is always tough here in the Valley. What's Lex got to do to break it?
A.J. Young, the senior quarterback. And the first play of the game is a pass. He swings it out to Jamarian Fagan. The defensive starters for Clear Fork. And they are led by Caden Riddle, 16 tackles and 1 blocked kick. Ty Sellers leads them in sacks. He's got 3. Victor Skoog anchors the defensive backfield. Gain of 1 on the play. They'll spot it at the 25. And Lexington to throw again, and this one is almost picked off. That's a dangerous throw as he was trying to squeeze it in there.
It's tough to have 3 receivers into the boundary. What I mean by that is the short side of the field. The quarterback rolled to the short side of the field. It's pretty easy for the defense to cover 3 receivers when you run into the boundary. Look for Lex to open things up and start going to the wide side of the field where they have more field to run.
Third down and 9 from the 25. Young, plenty of time, looks left side, and he underthrows his intended target. That was Braden Fogel, the freshman. Fogel, a very good-looking freshman, 6'4", 200 pounds. They were trying to go to him there, but instead, that could have been a turnover. So Lexington will turn it over on downs. Their first drive of the ballgame stalls. So they'll give it back to the Colts, who should have pretty good field position. Schlosser standing at about the 35-yard line. Schlosser up across the 40 to midfield, still on his feet, puts his shoulders down at the 43-yard line. Don't tell me this game doesn't mean something for both the Colts and the Minutemen.
Collision. Pride. There's a lot of pride out in that field right now.
So the Colts will try to add to a 3-0 lead.
And they have good field position. They got the running game going. Yep. And I'll tell you right now, Clear Fork's just going to control the clock, keep the ball out of Lexington's hands offensively, and they're just going to walk down the field. If Lex doesn't stop them, they're just going to continue to run the ball down the field.
They'll send 4 receivers to the left side of the formation. Skoog out of the shotgun, and there's movement on the line.
First penalty of the game is going to be a 5-yard penalty, moving on the line.
They will call that against the Colts. Brings up a 1st and 15. 7:15 to go, first quarter. Clear Fork with a 3-0 lead. Skoog's on a run left side. He's got some room, and he cannot get past the 47-yard line. Joe Caudle in on the stop. Gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 14.
Nice pursuit by the Lex defense. You go 4 receivers, try and spread the field, and when you have a quarterback that's got quick feet, try to get him in the open space, one-on-one with the defense.
2nd and long. Alt now back in the game as the tailback. Skoog with the play fake. Nice catch on the near side. Pass was caught by Robinson. So let's see where they spot it. This is going to be close to a 1st down. Nope, they're going to give him the first down yardage at the 32-yard line. So a fresh set of downs for Clear Fork, and the penalty turns out to not be that big of an issue.
Just gives them more room to throw the ball.
Schlosser cuts back, and he's down at the 25-yard line. A pickup of about 7. Mason Green making the play.
He had a nice cutback. Over pursuit by the defense. He looks for the open lane, just cut back against the grain. Lex has got to make a big play here sooner or later. You don't want this Clear Fork team to drive down the field on you.
Alt back in the backfield, excuse me. They go to Alt, but he has stood up at the right side of that line. Briar Miller in on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1. So a big play for the Lexington defense here. They pitch it to Alt, and Alt is going to drag the defender Caudle to the line of scrimmage, and looks like he's got enough for the first down.
One thing that Clear Fork is doing, which is kind of a rarity, this was the offense I used to run, they're running the unbalanced line. If you notice, they have the center, and they only have 2 players to his left, a guard and a tight end. There's no tackle. They've taken both their tackles and put them on the same side, and when you have 2 tackles next to each other, there's a lot of movement at that point of attack. Unbalanced line, fullback.
Well, it doesn't hurt that one of those tackles is Caden Riddle. Colts again look to go to the air. And Skoog is going to be brought down from behind by Briar Miller. We've called his name a lot here in the first quarter. Miller with a very active first quarter of play for that Lexington defense. A nice job by the Lexington linebacker.
Nice pursuit. Chase the quarterback. I don't think anybody realizes you're out there running for your life when you have these big linemen coming at you. And the days of being big and slow are over. These linemen go 6'3", 6'4", 250, 60 pounds, and they can flat out run.
2nd down and 12. Nice run to the inside. There's Robeson into the end zone for a touchdown. Little misdirection, and the Colts put 6 points on the board, and they can make it 10-0.
It's called a counter play. You fake everything going one way, you turn around, hand the ball to the wingback, and holy smokes, that young man has flat-out speed. As you watch it, here's the extra point play.
Robeson with his first rushing touchdown of the season. Kick is up, and it is good. So the Colts extend their lead to 10-0, and they're so far in their first 2 drives, they're 2 for 2. Let's take another look at the touchdown.
Look at the blocking downfield. They pull the tackle through from the long side to the short side. We used to call that belly 24. Everybody got fooled going with the fullback and the tailback. Nobody stayed at home on the backside. He almost walked in. I think that's one of those sayings where I could have scored.
3 minutes, 35 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Colts in their home opener here in 2022. Their first 2 have been on the road. There's been a home football game here, but it was not Clear Fork. It was Lucas actually playing a home game here because of some vandalism to the stadium down at Lucas a couple of weeks ago. And the Clear Fork administration gracefully allowing Lucas to play a home game here last week. Kickoff at the 15, and the fumble is going to really negate any chance of a return, so that's where Lexington will start 1st and 10, down 10-0.
Whenever you have a fumble in the backfield on a kickoff, it knocks the timing off of the blockers and the ball carrier. Believe it or not, there's a position that the lineman should start blocking. When you catch the ball, you got to run back to that, and when you fumble the ball, it kind of throws the timing off, and Clear Fork took advantage of it.
So let's see how the Minutemen respond, down by 2 scores here in the first quarter.
They've got to get this offense going. They got to get a couple first downs on the board.
A.J. Young will operate out of the shotgun. And they'll go to the ground on this drive, and that's the first carry of the ball game for Mason Green. Hudson Moore, their running back, is injured, and he's got a shoulder problem. They're hoping to have him back next week. Carter Newman has done a good job in his absence, and there we see a penalty on this play. Actually, or did they pick it up?
Holding on Lexington, going to be declined.
Dave Carroll opting to take the result of the play.
Lexington still looking for their first down of the game.
So it's 2nd down and 9. Young with some time. Looks right side. And it's going to be caught at midfield, and a first down for Lexington as the big freshman goes up and grabs it. Braden Fogel, the 6'4 freshman. Andrew Saris really likes this good-looking freshman. He says he plays like a freshman at time, but he has that raw talent and the raw ability, has great hands.
Nothing like going up for the ball. Little mismatch in size.
Fogel at 6'4", also an outstanding basketball player. Swing it out near side. This is Fagan. And Fagan popped at the 39-yard line, about 2 yards shy of the first down as Poway Alt comes up to get the stick. So the Lexington offense has come to life here with 2:27 to go in the first quarter, down 10-0, and they would love nothing more than to get some points here as we get close to the end of the first quarter.
You need to build a little confidence in your offense. Keep it basic, nothing fancy. Move the sticks.
Trips to the right, and the big freshman goes wide near side. Ball caught. That's Fagan. And Fagan's progress, I think, will be enough for the first down as he got up to about the 30, just shy of the 37-yard line.
Lexington's passing game starting to come alive, moving the ball down the field, throwing the ball. Woody Hayes used to have a saying, when you throw the ball, there's only one good thing that can happen and you can catch it. Everything else is bad. Quarterback sack, interception, drop ball.
Incomplete pass.
Incomplete pass. But Lex looks good on this drive. Lexington looks very good moving the ball.
Well, they have not moved the change yet. They still have 2nd down. I don't know if they're going to say it's short.
Think they're bringing them out.
Well, they're going to measure. Nose of the football is right up against the 37-yard line. Now, from here, he might be short.
Boy, it is close. I don't think you can get any closer than that. I think he used a credit card to check between the ball and the down marker. That's how close it is.
It will be second in inches.
If Lexington can come out with points right here, this is going to change the momentum of the ball game.
Mason Green as the running back. They'll stay on the ground, and Young will keep it. He's got the first down and then some as he's brought down inside the 30-yard line. So there's no doubt about that one. No need for a measurement, and Lexington with a fresh set of downs with 1:51 to go here in the first quarter.
Then they're moving the ball. I like what they're doing. They're throwing the ball, utilizing their height at the receivers. Quarterback's running it. They're starting to show a little personality of their offense and where it's going to be in a couple years.
Fogel goes wide to the left there at the bottom of your picture. Trips to the right. Young looks left side, looking for the big freshman in the end zone. It's going to be incomplete. And back on coverage for Clear Fork is Mason Pipes, and a flag is down. And this is going to be a 1st and goal for Lexington.
Interference. I have no idea how hard it is to defend somebody that's 6 inches taller than you, and the ball's in the air, and you're running.
Mason Pipes listed at 6 foot, and Fogel at 6'4". We have not seen Carter Newman, who scored 2 touchdowns in their loss against Shelby last week.
Ten-yard penalty, automatic first down.
1st and 10 as they spot the football at the 13-yard line. Green on the left side. And nice tackle around that left edge by Adam Van Osdale.
Nice pursuit by the Clear Fork defense to shut it down early.
No gain, 2nd down and 10.
A lot of Lexington's success has been through the air. See if they go back to throwing it.
Young's going to look into the end zone again. It's the freshman. It's incomplete as he couldn't haul it in. Mason Pipes again on coverage. No flag on that play. 3rd down and 10.
Nice coverage. Nice coverage. Good position by the defensive back. Put his hands up, knocked the ball down.
Could have thrown the ball up a little higher.
Yeah, when you have a 4-inch height advantage, you want to put the ball in the air and call it a jump ball.
Fogel again, wide to the left there, number 5. Young looks to swing it back, and it's going to be picked off. Little miscommunication on that play, and Mason Pipes comes up with the pick. So a breakdown by Lexington deep in Clear Fork territory results in a turnover.
They try to come back with a screen to the big receiver, and he just overthrew it a little bit. You got to give credit to the Clear Fork defense. They had pressure on the quarterback, and when your quarterback's standing back there and you got to turn back and throw behind you, it causes a problem. Nice job by the Lexington defensive staff putting pressure on the quarterback.
First interception of the season for Pipes. Alt And this kid is strong. He drags bodies across the 20 to the 22. And that may be the final play of the first quarter as they place the ball at about the 23-yard line. And the Colts are in no hurry.
Let the clock run out. You're up 10-0. Your offensive ground game is moving.
Colts with a 10-0 lead as we head to the second quarter. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chris Ebert. This is my son, Dr. Cam Ebert. We are Ebert Dental Group in Willard, Ohio.
Here at Ebert Dental Group, we offer a wide variety of services. Restorative dentistry, dental implants, root canal therapy, Invisalign, teeth whitening, cosmetic dentistry, denturals and partial dentures, Botox, and much, much more.
We're currently accepting new patients, and we would love to see you here at Ebert Dental Group.
Maumee Bay Turf Center, a leader in synthetic sports surfaces as well as natural field construction, maintenance, and renovation. Maumee Bay Turf is part of Turf Nation, the most trusted source in the synthetic turf industry, including creating the surface for the biggest game in pro football. From professional, college, and high school sports to recreation and commercial projects, check them out at MaumeeBayTurfCenter.com and see our large collection of finished projects and services. Maumee Bay Turf Center, we build better.
Clear Fork with a 10-0 lead as we start the second quarter. And after the Mason Pipes interception, Clear Fork with the football at their own 22-yard line. They give it to the fullback. Up to about the 25, a pickup of about 2.
Clear Fork going right back to their run game. If they get in a bind, look for a play action play or a counter play, the one they just scored on. Little misdirection.
Alt the lone back in the backfield. Alt up across the 30 to the 31. A flag is down. And getting up from the bottom of the pile defensively for Lexington, Matt Sheets, big 6'5" defensive lineman. This looks like it's going to be a 5-yarder against Clear Fork.
Sideline warning.
Downs marker, got a little anxious. I was following him.
Yeah. Sideline warning. The officials got to have enough room to run up and down those sidelines without running into players and coaches. First time it happens, he gives them a warning. Second time, it'll be a 5-yard penalty. And it gets worse from there.
So a third and manageable. Third down and less than 3. That's Alt. Makes a few tacklers miss. Still on his feet. Has the first down across the 35 up to about the 39-yard line. And for all intents and purposes, he should have been stopped in the backfield, but he broke about 3 tackles before getting the first down.
Talk about
nice piece of running.
Quick feet and following your blockers. You know, Clear Fork, those offensive linemen are trained well enough that if you get off on your first block, you go find somebody else. When you have a back like that, anything can happen at any time.
Colts with a 1st and 10 at their 40. They fake it to Alt and try to set up a screen. Schlosser at the 41. He's tackled at about the 46-yard line. Tackle made by DJ Johnson. Gain of 6.
Fullback out of the backfield. Everybody else clears out. It's a tough play to defend, especially when you're looking at a run. He was wide open in the flats.
Go back to those 2 wings. Ball is on the ground, and let's see who comes up with it. Looks like the Colts have it. At about the 37-yard line. Schlosser able to get back and cover the ball, but a loss of yardage on the play makes it 3rd and 12.
That's a bad play, but fullback falls on the ball. He's considered a ball carrier, and he ends up with -7 yards on that one.
3rd down and 12.
Lexington's got to be looking for a pass.
Give it to Alt. No, they fake it to Alt, and here goes Skoog. Skoog across the 45 to about the 48-yard line, forced out of bounds by Camden Boozer. Still short of the 1st down. It'll bring up a 3rd and 2 as they spot the ball at the 48-yard line. Actually, it's 4th and 2, and decision time for Dave Carroll.
I don't think he's not discussing it. He just sends his team out and says, "Here we go."
Try to draw Lex off sides.
Quick kick. Unbalanced line, fullback.
Skoog up under center, tight formation. Skoog is going to follow the center of that line, and it gives him yardage down to the 48-yard line. That's power football.
And that's where your offensive line, that's your weight program. That's your winter weight program right there. Those linemen are in the weight room working out. When it comes time, they just drove Lexington back. Quarterback walks in for 3 yards. 1st down.
The Colts now in Lexington territory at the 48. Lexington 0-2. And the Colts have split their first 2 games this season. Skoog to throw. Plenty of time. And it's incomplete. It's intended for Mason Pipes.
Every once in a while when you're a run team, all you want to do is loosen that secondary up. So you send somebody deep and throw the ball over everybody's head. Hope your receiver can get under it. And right now, Lexington thinking, holy smokes, we got to cover the deep pass, and all this running attack puts a little bit more pressure on that defense.
Backs in the eye. Skoog again up under center. Another reverse. And there's some running group down the near sideline. There goes Robeson into the end zone for a touchdown. 48 yards. And the Colts with 6 more.
Wow. You run the play twice, and you get 2 touchdowns off of it. That's a 48-yard jaunt.
Robeson with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Colts are threatening to blow this open in the 2nd quarter. They run that misdirection, and Lexington with no answer. Van Osdale's kick is up, and it is good, and it is now 17-0.
Nice counterplay. Nice counterplay.
Take a look at it again. Broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and then it's a foot race. So now the Minutemen find themselves in a hole on the road. And one of the challenges that Andrew Saris was telling me about was just building trust with this team. And he hasn't been with them for very long. He didn't have an entire summer to spend with them. They've been through a lot of coaches over the last 3 or 4 years. So he's in an opportunity where he's trying to overcome guys like this, Victor Skoog, who have played for the same coach for the last 4 years. And you can tell just from an efficiency standpoint, Skoog is running this offense like a well-oiled machine. And you saw the confidence on that 4th down play at midfield. The confidence that Skoog has in his ability to run the ball, and Dave Carroll has to call his number.
And the one thing I like is that this offense is not built around their quarterback right now. I mean, last game, he dominated, did everything. This game, he's just a highlight. I mean, he's just sitting back, letting everybody else do all the work. If this offense keeps improving, they're going to be a tough team to beat. They have so many weapons.
They looked good in the Granville loss.
You got to remember, Granville is no slouch. I mean, they're a playoff caliber team.
And they also went to Lucas and won on their field, which is not an easy place to play.
It's unbelievable down there. Coach Spittler, he's got a heck of a program going down there. And
Johnson's return up to just shy of the 25-yard line.
But when you play the tough games now, it makes it easier when you're in the playoffs. You've been there. You find out what character your team has when it's up against the wall.
Well, and we saw that last week down at East Knox playing Crestview in week 2, a team that is in the playoffs year in, year out. Not scheduling the smaller schools. Look what Chokey Bradley has done at Mansfield Senior. They're playing Massillon right now.
Yep. TY Tiger versus TI Tiger.
Did you ever play Massillon when you were there?
Nope.
Did you want to?
I'm going to tell you this. They were afraid to play me.
They were afraid to play you, not the Tigers.
Yeah,
they were afraid to play you.
They were afraid to come to Mansfield when I played.
Lex with a 1st and 10 at their 25. And Young wrapped up high, and it'll be a short gain on the play. Flag down in the Colts defensive backfield, and someone's either injured or he got ejected. Mason Pipes comes running off the field, so I think not sure why they sent him off.
The flag's still sitting there.
Unfortunately, the officials here are not mic'd, nor do we have the ESPN miking abilities and have 50,000 mics in the stadium.
Yeah.
As it stands, there was a gain on the play of about 1, and the officials are discussing
personal foul against Lexington. That's going to be 15 yards.
Well, then somebody said something. Yeah, they disagreed with your take on the Massillon Tigers being afraid of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And unfortunately, he took it out on a Colt because you're sitting up here.
Yep. Hey, the best coaching places right here are on a couch. So many coaches sit on the couch at home and watch a game and know more than anybody.
Beautiful night for football down here in the valley. You see the mountains in the background. Can we call them mountains? Or are they hills? They're hills.
Looks like trees.
Look farther.
Yeah, I see that. So Lexington gets a 15-yard penalty for personal foul. Puts them back in the hole. Now 1st and 25.
Just under 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Colts with a 17-0 lead.
And Lex is slowly digging themselves into a hole right now.
Ty Robeson with 2 rushing touchdowns, one a 23-yarder, one a 48-yarder, and the last couple minutes of this game have taken about an hour.
And the young man's only touched the ball twice. He's got 2 touchdowns.
Well, the officials are over talking to Andrew Saris,
trying to explain what's going on.
Clear Fork was 6-5 a year ago, 5-2 in the MOAC. They ended their season last year, if you remember, with back-to-back losses to Shelby.
Yeah, that was a tough 2 weeks.
Second down and long, 24. And Young dumps it underneath. Well, they're going to get some of it back as Fagan gets up to about the 25, back to just shy of the original line of scrimmage by a couple of yards. So that will make it a 3rd down and 12.
Lex isn't panicking. They just want to try and whittle down the yardage they need for the first down. They're at 3rd and 12 now. They got to get it back or they're going to have to punt.
Young with some time. Lofts it up left side. It's going to be caught in midfield and a first down for the Minutemen as Cam Crago comes up with the reception. And a first down for Lexington, and that was a huge play for the Minutemen.
Nice ball, good protection. Jump ball situation. The Lex receivers will go after that ball. You just put it up in the air.
Well, how's this? Crago at 6'5", Fogel at 6'4".
They are tall.
Fresh life for the Minutemen with 7 minutes to go in the first half. Still plenty of time. They'll stay on the ground. Cooper Dribblebus comes up with the carry and gets a yard.
Lex is trying to find that magic back right now. Trying a little bit of everybody. Trying to find somebody.
Again, we have not seen Carter Newman. Again, they stay on the ground. And Dribblebus with maybe a yard.
Colt defense is playing tough at the line of scrimmage. Not a lot of running room for the Lex backs.
They'll give him a yard to about 47.
Lex's best success so far has been through the air. Look for him to come back and try to hook up with those tall receivers again.
Fogel, the freshman, at the top of your picture. Now they'll swing it out short and stretching at the 40-yard line, and depending on where he went down, they're going to say Dribblebus was about a yard short, so it'll be 4th and 1, and the Lexington offense stays on the field.
Yeah, this is a time Lex needs something. They need to score before half. You're sitting at a 4th and 1 situation. Best back, best blocker, you give it to them. You put the game in your best players on the field.
Dribblebus on the ground. The initial surge was to the 40. Let's see where they spot this. He might have enough.
Well, I don't know. He had to get over that line, and the officials are putting the ball right on the line.
Well, they're going to say he didn't get it.
Colt defense held.
So the Colts get the ball with 4:41 to go in the second quarter, and that's a tough break for Lexington. Now, let's see if the Colts can capitalize with 4:41 to go before halftime. Remember, Lexington won the opening coin toss. They deferred, so they will start with the football in the third quarter.
And they have 3 timeouts left.
Skoog to throw. Wide open over the middle. And this is 6 points the easy way. Touchdown, Colts. Milo Bergholder, the big tight end, comes up with the easy reception.
Wide open.
60 yards on the pitch and catch. The first touchdown pass of the season for Skoog, and the route is on.
And that's what, you run that little ball fake in there, and Clear Fork's a running team, and so your linebackers, everybody steps up. And the next thing you know, the tight end slips out wide open in the open area. We called that play belly 35 throwback. Throwback to your tight end. That
and the extra point is good. Let's take a look at the touchdown again, and Burkholder wide open over the middle. No one was catching the big tight end.
When we came into this game, we were really thinking we were going to see a lot from the quarterback end. He's been kind of silent, but he's doing a great job leading them. Everybody's scoring right now. Everybody's contributing on this Clear Fork team. Coach Carroll's got to be happy about that.
Burkholder with his first touchdown reception of the season. Only his second catch.
Well, he picked up 60 yards on it. The young man can fly, too.
Welcome to our coverage of high school football down here in the Valley. Brian Harter, Bruce Weirich in Week 3. A battle of backyard rivals between Lexington and Clear Fork, and it has not really been much of a offensive showcase for Lexington tonight. They've had their moments, but Clear Fork has just been too consistent, and they've popped the big play when they've really needed to.
Yeah, you've got that counter play coming back for 2 big scores. You've got the big pass. Take away those 3 plays, and, you know, it's a ball game. But you got to really admire what Clear Fork is doing right now.
Crago back deep for the Minutemen. Lexington needs something on this drive. Crago from the 7. And Mason Pipe stands him up at the 17, so a 10-yard return. And Lexington trailing now 24-0. And they'll set up shop with about 4.5 minutes to go before the half.
And right now, Clear Fork's sitting in a situation where these linebackers and these down linemen are going to start teeing off. They know Lexington's got to throw the ball a little bit more, so watch the pressure start to build on this quarterback. Flag on the play.
In the area of an illegal block, perhaps.
Holding.
Penalty against Lex.
It's going to be 10 yards from the spot of the hold. Or half the distance. It's inside the 20.
That marches the football all the way back inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line.
And talk about digging a hole. Lex just wants to get out of this without giving up another score. You just want to go in halftime and being able to keep your head up, try to put together a couple first downs, get out of this hole, don't let Clear Fork score.
Fake it to Green. And a throw over the middle. It's going to be incomplete. They were looking for Pogel.
Right now, every time you throw the ball and it's not caught, the clock stops. You do not want to. You want to take as much time off that clock as possible. You don't want to give it back to Clear Fork. They still have 3 timeouts left.
Well, and you don't want to give it to them with a short field either.
Right. You want to get out of the short end of your field so when your kicker kicks it, puts a little pressure on Clear Fork. Get out of the hole.
Young again looks to throw. Lofts it up near side, and there could be a hole. They're going to not call the penalty. There was some contact there between Logan Anderson and Braden Fogel. Dave Carroll liked it. And it'll be 3rd down and long with plenty of time if the Colts can stop them here and get the ball back.
Yeah. This drive started with, 4:20 on the clock? It's now 4:14. They've ran 6 seconds off. Clear Fork defense, watch them turn back their ears and just tee off right now. They're playing man coverage under with a free safety over top.
Young looks to his left. Has a receiver, that's Fagan, and Fagan breaks a couple tackles, but he's still short of the first down, so a little bit of breathing room for the punt. But you're still giving Clear Fork a short field.
And the thing that scares me is Clear Fork still got 3 timeouts, and that's a lot of time for a high school team with this caliber of speed.
A.J. Young also handles the punting chores. Averages just over 37 yards a kick. Alt standing at midfield for the Colts. So Clear Fork should have really good field position here with about 3 minutes to go before the half. And Lex going to go for it here. And it's caught at the 30-yard line. It'll be a first down on a fake punt by the Minutemen.
Surprise, surprise.
Coming across the middle was Carter Newman, the guy we said we hadn't heard much from, and he comes up with a big play on the fake punt. There's the advantage to having your quarterback as your punter. Actually, it was Fogel, number 5, not number 6. So the freshman comes up. So new life for Lexington with 3:15 to go.
Hey, when you're down 24-0, you're back against the wall, pull it all out. Pull all the trick plays out. Timeout, Lex, talk it over.
You're on the road. You're 0-2. You really have nothing to lose, and you caught Clear Fork off guard there a little bit.
You just want to get something positive to talk about when you go in. And if they can put together just a few more first downs, run the clock out, keep Clear Fork off the board, you can walk in with your head up high.
Our thanks to our sponsors tonight, Mansfield Roofing and Home Improvement, MWD Logistics, Studio 19, Blackstone Insurance Agency, Charter Next Gen, Knox Community Hospital, Park National Bank, Mechanics Bank, and a favorite down here in Bellville, Stutes Fresh Market. I am Brian Harter along with Bruce Weirich. Week 3 of the 2022 high school football season, and so far it has been all green and black. 24-0. Just over 3 minutes to go before halftime. Lexington keeping this drive alive with a fake punt and a completion to their big freshman, Braden Fogel. Watch tonight our Friday night pigskin at about 11:30. The area scoreboard, highlights, interviews, expert analysis, and more. I want to know who the experts are.
Yeah.
Adam, are you going to be offering your analysis?
Oh! Interception, Clear Fork.
Another turnover, and the Colts come up with it in the short field. The second interception of the game for Young. Ball tipped, and the gift is at the 25-yard line.
When things go bad, they go bad, and you have a nice play. The ball's in your hands. You can't hang on to it, and it falls into Clear Fork's lap.
The second interception of the night for the Colts.
3 minutes on the clock, 3 timeouts for Clear Fork.
They fake it to Alt. They're going to go for it all. Wide open out of the backfield. Touchdown, Clear Fork. They're making it look easy. Robeson with his 3rd touchdown of the half. This one via the air.
25 yards, wide open.
Lexington thinking run, and Dave Carroll elects to throw on first down. Robeson wide open. And Osdale's extra point is up, and it is good.
Now, here's the scary part here, Brian. Lexington's been having trouble moving the ball. They got a first down on fourth down when they run for it. Clear Fork's sitting here with 3 timeouts. I'm kind of curious to see if Coach Carroll calls a timeout. If his defense holds them on first down, watch him call timeout.
Well, won't most coaches tell you that you play the first half straight to the vest?
Yeah, I've seen too many games where you kind of let up a little bit, change your offense, put in some second and third teamers, and the other team gets a little momentum. Now you're in trouble. You got to put the first back in. So most coaches, everything's good the first half. You put as many points as possible. That's like Woody Hayes used to say. They asked him one time, why'd you go for 2 on that extra point? He goes, because I couldn't go for 3. And that's what you do the first half. You just do what you can to get the points on the board.
Now, he would also do that in the second half, especially if they were playing Michigan.
Oh, I think that's where it came from. So I'm looking for Coach Carroll. If his defense makes a stand here, he's going to use his timeouts, try and get the ball back. And the way he's scoring in big clips, it only takes 1 play.
Crago across the 20. And Mason Pipes wrestles him down at the 26. So Lexington will bring their offense back on the field. 2:50 to go. And this team, after getting bounced around last week against Shelby, coming down here, and it's not going much better in week 3 here in the Valley.
You can bring a good team to the Valley, and things will go bad for you. I came down here 5 out of my 10 years, and things went bad all 5 games. We actually had one game won in overtime. We scored a touchdown, but it was called back because one of my players' chin straps popped loose on the play. And back in those days, if your chin strap came undone, penalty.
Mason Green in the backfield as the running back. Young swings it out left side. It's caught. Short gain to the 30. Ball hauled in by DJ Johnson. Hallie Alt came up to make the stop. Gain of 4. 2:22 to go.
When things go bad, things go bad. A high snap.
So now it's going to be 3rd and a lot. And there you called it, that timeout with 2:15 to go. And Dave Alt is envisioning his Colts getting the ball back here with some time to go in the second quarter.
Yeah. As you said, Brian, all's fair in the first half, and if they can put another touchdown on the board, they're going to do it.
Well, the scoreboard says 3rd down and 7. There they changed it. 3rd down and 23 with 2:15 to go before halftime.
Look for Clear Fork. Whatever happens on this play, call a timeout. If the clock keeps running, they'll probably call a timeout. They've still got 3 to go. That was a Lex timeout there.
Kind of surprised that they took a timeout?
Well, when your team is in a little bit of confusion, especially a young team with a new coach, you take the timeout. You bring them over, you settle them down, try and get them back in one form, one group.
3rd and long. Young breaks a couple tackles and gets up to about the 17. And that will make it 4th down. And a timeout called by the Colts. So they're going to get the ball back with just under 2 minutes to go, and they're going to have pretty good field position. Now, the last time Lexington was in this situation, we saw the fake punt. I think Clear Fork will be a little bit more ready for it this time.
Yeah, Coach Carroll's not going to let it happen twice in one game. And you're sitting at 4th and 20, and you just kind of sit back. You're not too worried about them getting 10 yards, 12 yards, 15. You just want to keep them inside that first down marker. And look for him to just play very basic here. They call it, you have different types of punts. You have a punt rush where you rush them, send everybody. You have a punt block. That's you rush everybody. You have a punt hold where you just kind of hold the lineman, hope your back can get it and gain yardage on his own. And sometimes Clear Fork's been known for punt returns. They'll set up a wall on their side of the field, and the ball carrier will try and get in it. So we'll see what goes here. But I don't think the fake's going to work this time against Clear Fork.
Young back to kick inside the 5. It's off a high kick. And no return as the coverage team for the Colts, or by Lexington, excuse me, keeps the ball at about the 48-yard line. So 1:52 to go, second quarter. Colts with a 31-0 lead and the ball, and they also have one timeout left.
Yeah, and the way they've been scoring, 60-yard run, 25-yard run, or touchdown, 24-yard touchdown, 48, it's big yardage. They get big yardage, and this is a situation where Lex has got to make a stand. I don't want to say the nail's put in the coffin too early, but this could be the backbone. Just breaks your backbone.
Colts start conference play next week. They continue their homestand with games against River Valley, followed by a matchup with Galleon. Then on September 23rd, they travel to Ontario before returning home to host Marion Pleasant. We will be down here for that game.
10
you
yard.
See the penalty here against Clear Fork.
Yeah, a holding penalty. That's their third penalty.
So that'll bring it back to about the 37-yard line of Clear Fork.
Gives Lex a little more fielded to work with.
Skoog with an empty backfield. They fake it to Alt. And they swing it out to the left side, out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. Pass hauled in by Robeson. Gain of 6. Caudell making the tackle. Second down and almost 5. We'll call it a long 4. That's Alt in motion. And they'll fake the football to him. And Skoog is forced out of bounds in front of the Clear Fork bench at the 46. So a gain of 2 will make it third down and 1.
Good defense by the Lexington Minutemen, keeping everything in front of you. You do not want any of those receivers to get behind you, because this quarterback from Clear Fork will find them. I'm really impressed with him throwing the ball. Really impressed.
Timeout taken by Clear Fork. That's their last of the half with 1:38 to go. All right, now we're going to make you offensive coordinator. Really, everything has worked to a degree for Clear Fork here in the first half. Do you give the ball to Alt? Do you roll Skoog out? They've also shown the ability to just power the ball up the middle in these short situations.
Well, the situation right now, Coach Carroll's talking to his team. He's probably getting them ready for a 2-minute offense. You want to get the first down. You got 2 yards to get the first down, then you can start going deep again. But you want to get that first down. And, last time they did it, they needed 2 yards. They had a quarterback sneak. Behind this offensive line, they just moved them out, and boom, down he went. If the quarterback goes up underneath center, look for the quarterback sneak. If he sits back, look for a handoff to one of the backs coming around.
He drops into the shotgun. No one there with him.
I can't see him throwing the ball right now with a 3rd and 1, but we'll see what Coach Carroll's called up here.
Now he runs up to the line of scrimmage, and he's going to follow the center of that line, and he's got the first down. It worked so well the last time they called it. And Dave Carroll just trusting the interior of that line.
And boy, do they move people. Look at the pile moving. Boom.
First
now
and
they'll
10,
throw
a
it.
yard shy of midfield. And Skoog's pass incomplete. Jamarian Fagan on the coverage for Lex.
Stops the clock. Minute 23 to go. Still plenty of time for this Colt offense.
Now a timeout. Well, Clearfork doesn't have any more, so
Lex called this
Lex
one.
called the timeout with 1:23 to go. And Andrew Saris does not want any more points on the board before halftime.
Can't afford it. You got to keep Clearfork out of the end zone right here. Your defense has got to make a stand. Look for that counter coming back. My old offense, that was called Belly 24. Look for the wing back coming back. They seal the corner.
There you see Jamie Massey in the middle of that huddle there in the white pullover.
Talking to him on defense.
Massey, the defensive coordinator. He was the former head coach at Mansfield Senior. Then he was on the Madison staff for a while. He came over here with Coach Saris. Saris, a lot of respect for Jamie Massey.
Jamie Massey, I've known him for a long time, and then he was actually principal at Crestline when I was there for a year. He only stayed there 1 year, then Lexington came knocking on the door. His kids go to Lexington. He lived in Lexington. It was a natural gravitation for him. He's now assistant principal at Lexington.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Skoog is going to stay on the ground. Has running room up the middle to the first down marker at about the 38-yard line. And there's a little extracurricular activity after the end of the play. No flag, but a first down for the Colts inside the 40.
Lexington's getting a little bit frustrated. I'll tell you what, he's not afraid to hit anybody.
Oh, forgot to tell the quarterback, you don't risk your shoulder like that. Skoog pumps. Fires over the middle, incomplete at the 30-yard line. And that'll stop the clock with 1 minute and 2 seconds to go. Clear Fork with no timeouts. Lexington has one.
Nice coverage by Lexington. They're not letting these receivers get behind them. The quarterback, Clear Fork quarterback's got to read his routes. The deep one's covered. He's got to go underneath. There's a progression you go through when you throw the ball. Blitz is on.
Skoog, short pass incomplete.
Tried to dump it off. It does stop the clock.
58 seconds, or 56. And 3rd and 10. Can the Lexington defense hold one more time?
I think they're going to have to try and hold it twice because I'm pretty sure Coach Carroll's not going to kick it on 4th down. If they get close enough, he could try a field goal.
Skoog with time, lofts it left side. It's going to be caught for a touchdown by Logan Anderson. 38 yards, and Clear Fork finds the end zone once again. Skoog did not have one touchdown pass coming into tonight, and now he's got 3.
Wow.
44-0.
And as we talked about, Brian, all's fair in the first half.
Kick is up, and it is good. Wow.
Nice ball. One-on-one receiving. Gets behind the secondary. And Skoog he laid that right in there.
It has been all Clear Fork. 45-0. And Dave Carroll will coach them until the entire end of this first half. You do not see the let up on his face whatsoever.
Now, he's been in too many situations where you have a lead and sometimes you take your foot off the gas pedal, and next thing you know, the other team bounces back. And you see it in colleges games, you see it in high school games. You put the pedal to the metal the first half. You usually come out the third quarter with your first teams. You don't make any changes until after the first or second series of the second half.
I had looked up at the scoreboard, and it said 45-0, and I've been keeping track of all the scoring plays, and I'm looking down here, and I'm like, I only have 38. Did I miss something? And they just corrected the scoreboard. It's 38-0. So I wasn't falling asleep at the wheel. Nice tackle in the open field by Hayden Roberts.
Everything is going right for Clear Fork tonight. Everything.
So Lex gets it back, and they'll have about 49 seconds to operate.
No mistakes, no turnovers.
Now you just want to get out of here without making any more. You just want to take a knee.
You just want the clock the run so you can go in that locker room and regroup.
2 receivers to each side. They'll stay on the ground, a short gain to the 20. There has been quite the coaching carousel in Lexington over the last few years, and Coach Saris hopes that his hire kind of settles things down.
You need to build that consistency, and you got to start it at the junior high and even the biddy programs. Anymore, you got to have a biddy program that gets these kids playing, enthusiastic about it. Then you take them into junior high. Your best coaches should be coaching at the junior high level. That's where the kids learn to love the game. That's where they get all their enthusiasm.
That will do it. The first half in the books. It's all Clear Fork, 38-0 as we head to halftime. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Maumee Bay Turf Center, a leader in synthetic sports surfaces as well as natural field construction, maintenance, and renovation. Maumee Bay Turf is part of Turf Nation, the most trusted source in the synthetic turf industry, including creating the surface for the biggest game in pro football. From professional, college, and high school sports to recreation and commercial projects, check them out at MaumeeBayTurfCenter.com and see our large collection of finished projects and services. Maumee Bay Turf Center, we build better.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chris Ebert. This is my son, Dr. Cam Ebert. We are Ebert Dental Group in Willard, Ohio.
Here at Ebert Dental Group, we offer a wide variety of services. Restorative dentistry, dental implants, root canal therapy, Invisalign, teeth whitening, cosmetic dentistry, dentures and partial dentures, Botox, and much, much more.
We're currently accepting new patients, and we would love to see you here at Ebert Dental Group.
Need to catch up on some action? Check out the Friday Night Pigskin featuring all of the football highlights from the area at 11:30 every Friday on the OH Report.
achieving superior ratings 32 times as a man. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the pride of the Valley, the 2022 Clearfork High School Marching Band. The band is led by captains Jordan Piper, Charlie Penny, Colin Reed, Zach Hope, Audrey Mason, and Jasmine Spade. To start halftime tonight, it's a big song with even bigger hair. Taking you back to 1986, here's our rendition of Bon Jovi's classic hit, You Give Love a Bad Name.
All right, I'll see you.
Chris Ebert. This is my son, Dr. Cam Ebert. We are Ebert Dental Group in Willard, Ohio.
Here at Ebert Dental Group, we offer a wide variety of services. Restorative dentistry, dental implants, root canal therapy, Invisalign, teeth whitening, cosmetic dentistry, dentures and partial dentures, Botox, and much, much more.
We're currently accepting new patients, and we would love to see you here at Ebert Dental Group.
Maumee Bay Turf Center, a leader in synthetic sports surfaces as well as natural field construction, maintenance, and renovation. Maumee Bay Turf is part of Turf Nation, the most trusted source in the synthetic turf industry, including creating the surface for the biggest game in pro football. From professional, college, and high school sports to recreation and commercial projects, check them out at MaumeeBayTurfCenter.com and see our large collection of finished projects and services. Maumee Bay Turf Center, we build better.
It's halftime here at Clear Fork High School. Welcome to the Mansfield Roofing and Home Improvement Halftime Show. I am Brian Harter along with the coach, Bruce Weirich, and I really thought being a rivalry game that we would probably see a little bit more balanced scoring, but Clear Fork, one, came to defend their home turf, and two, Lexington, I think just they're seeing how young and inexperienced they really are.
And, you know, you got a new coach. I can remember my first game, we went to Lexington. The halftime score there was 42-0. Lexington was just drilling us. We couldn't do anything right. But you got to start somewhere, and that's what Lexington's doing right now. They got a new coach. They got young kids, a new offensive system. It's going to take a little time for it to gel. And if he keeps improving, you know, this is a learning situation for him.
Let's take a look at the halftime numbers, and as you would expect, this is pretty lopsided. Look at the -1 yards. Of course, we have not seen Carter Newman tonight. Hudson Moore has been injured. They're hoping to have him back next week, but only 118 yards through the air, 117 yards of total offense. Now on the other side, Clear Fork has really been able to do whatever they want, and it's been a coming out party so far for Victor Skoog. He came into tonight with no touchdown passes. He has thrown 3 tonight, and they are cruising. 360 yards of total offense, and more importantly, no turnovers. I think Dave Carroll would like to see the penalty situation go away, but other than that, he really hasn't had a whole lot to scratch his head about in the first half.
Yeah, you know, Coach Carroll's got this team in midseason form right now. They've had 2 tough games. Now they have a few things going for them tonight, and it's just unbelievable. You take a look at the negative yardage for Lexington and the rush. You got to remember that long punt snap that they lost 26 or 30 yards on. That goes against their quarterback, and you know they've had a couple other plays that cost them some yardage. So, you know, they are doing some things. There are some bright spots out there. They're throwing the ball. They're making receptions. They're utilizing their receivers, and they just got to put together a drive and get a little confidence back in this team.
You see what Victor Skoog has done coming into tonight's game. 20 of 39, which is respectable, 184 yards, but no touchdown passes. He has scored twice on the ground. This is the touchdown that he scored last week against Granville, and that was their only offensive output of the game, and they actually were playing Granville fairly close down on the road, but they're unable to really do anything else offensively, so they're looking to get that second win tonight here against Lexington, and I would say at the half that they're in pretty good shape right now.
Yeah, they're clicking on all cylinders right now, no mistakes, midseason form. Second half, we're going to see a running clock. Anytime a team is down by 30 points, it's a running continuous clock.
Let's take a look at some of the other scores from around the area. Centerburg, where we're going to go next week, they're up 21-7 over Worthington Christian. This is a surprise. Massillon all over Mansfield Senior at the half. They were up 21-0 at the intermission. I think now in the third quarter it's 24-0. Lexington, remember, won the opening coin toss and deferred, so they will start with the football at about the 30-yard line to start things here in the second half.
Lex just has to pull something together. They got to put first downs together. They're not even looking at the scoreboard anymore. They just want to get their offense going in the right direction. Build for next week. As we talked about earlier, when you have a team down, you usually, first half, anything goes. You usually start your starters the third quarter. Then from there you start to back off a little bit. Kind of anxious to see what Clear Fork does here.
Lex has only had 3 winning seasons since 2016, and Andrew Saris trying to turn that around. They pitch it near side, and the Colts defense was waiting for them at the 30. No gain on the play. Actually, they're going to give him a yard. For Dreibelbiss, it'll be about the 31-yard line, 2nd down and 9.
Colt defense is picking up right where they left off. No gaps, no openings, no running room. Linebackers are flying to the ball.
Lexington again stays on the ground, and again, nowhere to go. As Caden Riddle, comes up with the play. Caden Riddle, the big 6'4", 260-pound stud on both sides of the line of scrimmage.
He is a load. He can dominate an offensive line just by himself.
All Ohio at right tackle a year ago. He's got 18 tackles and 1 block kick this year.
Got a little speed to go with him. Oh,
movement on the line. That's going to go against Clear Fork.
That's their 4th penalty, 35 yards. Well, that just means Coach Carroll has something to work on.
Yes. Had 3 penalties in the first half. Now they pick up their 4th. Young rolls to his right. Had some running room. Instead, try to throw it to Jackson Wyndham. It falls incomplete. Clock will continue to move with the score at 38-0, so we will have the running clock. Now 4th down and 5. So a punting situation for Lexington, and that's not what they wanted on their first drive of the second half.
No, you wanted to come out and establish something, get your offense going in the right direction. All you had to do is put 2 or 3 first downs together, get this offense believing in themselves. Right now they're still a little shell-shocked. They had more success throwing the ball the first half. I was wondering if they're going to come out and throw the ball a little more.
Young gets the low snap. Fair catch called for at the 30. And that is where Clear Fork will start with a 38-0 lead.
And I think right now, Coach Carroll, you get into Clear Fork football, you just run. Let the clock run and just time up what you do best. And right now, they can do almost anything they want. But I look for them to just run the ball, keep it basic, nothing fancy, no mistakes. They're still running the unbalanced formation.
Of course, they stay on the ground. And no gain off that left side. Clear Fork joined the MOAC back in 2017, and they won the conference in their first season. They followed that up with another title in 2018, and since then the Shelby Whippets have kind of taken control of the MOAC.
This here is probably one of the better offenses I've seen from Clear Fork in the years we've been covering them.
There's one of the reasons why. There's Alt across the 45. bulldozes his way to the 48-yard line. An 18-yard carry for Alt, and the defender is slow to get up.
On 13 carries, that young man has 122 yards. That's not a bad game, and it's only half.
5'8", 155 pounds for the senior. And it's a fresh set of downs for the Colts at their own 48-yard line. Now they'll give it to Schlosser, who has stood up at the line of scrimmage and then carries the defender about 4 yards.
Again, Coach Carroll's just running his basics. That was called belly 35 back in my day.
Second down and 5. As we approach the 6.5-minute mark of the third quarter. More power football off the left side. That's Schlosser with the carry. And a fresh set of downs as they spot the ball at the 40-yard line.
You can see where the Clear Fork offensive line's really taking control of that defensive front from Lexington. They're just getting kind of pushed all over the place.
Flag on the play. This will go against Clear Fork, as Alt was set to turn the corner on the right side. That might be the only way to stop the Colts tonight, is with that square yellow thing out there in the referee's pocket.
Yep. Penalties are hurt. They hurt a drive. But the thing that happens here, Clear Fork's now in a 1st and 15, and they have all these weapons. Everything's live right now.
5-yarder moves the ball back to the 45-yard line. Again on the misdirection. And another carry by Robeson.
Look for him to come with that counter pretty soon. It's been very successful for him. They're trying to get Lexington to over pursue to the ball and run that little counter to the backside. It's worked very well for them.
Under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Here it comes.
Robeson gets the carry. Still short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
Lexington made a couple adjustments to shut that play down. Defensive end stays at home. Makes the play.
Camden Boozer, the sophomore, with a nice tackle that kept that from being a first down run. 3rd and 8. Alt stuffed at the line of scrimmage, brought down at the 35. Tackle made by Matt Sheets, the 6'5 junior. And the offense for Clear Fork will probably stay on the field here. Timeout taken.
Lexington takes a timeout.
So it's 4th down and almost 6, a long 5 at the 35-yard line. And you're really in kind of no man's land here. So the Colts are going to go for it. At least we assume they're still going to go for it.
Yeah. I get a feeling it's a play-action pass. They are a run-oriented team. Look for the tight end to break open somewhere. They've been very successful with that play.
Logan Anderson caught a 38-yard touchdown pass in the second quarter.
When your offense is doing well running the football, play action pass is a big part of your offense. And right now they've got Lexington thinking run. Now they'll fake the run and look to the tight end.
4th and 5.
This could be a big stop for Lexington. A bright spot on their plane.
Skoog will roll to his left. Sets up, fires, and it's incomplete. The ball hopped in. And an opportunity now for Lexington as we take a look at the replay. Ball just a little underthrown, and Stupka had to go down for it.
Lexington gets the stop. They get the ball. Now let's see if they can put a few first downs together, move the ball, try and get it in Clear Fork territory. Get a little breathing room.
So 1st and 10 for Lexington at the 35-yard line. See if they can muster some type of offense. Trips to the right. And the big freshman, Braden Fogel, comes wide to the near side. They look for him. Turns upfield at the 45, knocked out of bounds, close to a first down, depending on the spot. Looks like they're going to place it right on the 45-yard line. So the freshman gets a first down for the Minutemen with 3 minutes to go in the third. Young fakes the pitch, comes to the near side. He's got some running room up the middle. And he is upended as the crowd really reacted to that tackle at the 48-yard line.
It's a big hit. Anytime you can run your quarterback, and as a coach, you always get a little bit worried. Oh, no, can he get up? Can he stand up?
He is popped at the end of the play. But gain of 8.
This is what Lex needs to build for next week. You need to get a little confidence in your offense. Find out what they can do.
High snap. Young brings it down. And the ball falls incomplete. He was trying to catch Fagan in the right flat. 3rd down with 1:43 and counting in the third quarter.
That's a tough play for a quarterback. It's a high snap, so your rhythm's off a little bit. You got to bring it down, gather yourself. You got pressure coming up the middle by Riddle. You got everybody all over you, and still to get the ball off, that's a tough job for any quarterback.
They stay on the ground, and Ethan Robles, a sophomore, gets the carry, and he's about a yard shy of the first down as we approach a minute to go in the third quarter. The offense will stay on the field for Lexington.
4th and 1. This would be a great first down. I don't know if I'd throw the ball. I'd try and run it to get it. Let my quarterback go a little bit of zone blocking, one-on-one up front. Let the quarterback pick the seam and go.
Treibelbis is the running back.
Here he goes.
Young's going to run it. He's got a first down and then some. Down to the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Lexington. 46 yards on the touchdown run, and Lexington avoids the shutout. They are on the board with 22 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Little bit of momentum for the Minutemen. Nice play. Nice kick-out block by the fullback. Little missed tackles. And there you see the speed. Open field. The young man has a little bit of speed.
It's his first rushing touchdown of the season. He also handles the place-kicking chores. Kick is up, and it is good. So with 22 seconds to go in the third quarter, Lexington is on the board thanks to a 46-yard touchdown run by A.J. Young. We'll take a look at it here once again. And he was virtually untouched on that play.
Yeah, once he got to the outside, his fullback got a nice block on the linebacker coming through, and he saw the daylight in front of him, and off he goes.
That's why, at the end of the second quarter, Dave Carroll kept his foot on the accelerator, because you string together a couple plays like that, and Lexington can be right back in the game.
Yeah, it's called momentum. You can feel it in the stands. You can feel when it shifts. Right now, Lexington's a little bit enthused. Clear Fork's kind of moseying around down there. They got to go back to offense now. But Coach Carroll, he's a veteran coach. He knows how to handle these situations. He's one of the best around at doing this.
Now, is it too early for the onside kick, or does the first-year head coach take a little gamble here?
Well, if you notice, Coach Carroll, he's all set up for the onside kick. He's got his hands-on team on the field, all the receivers, all the number. You don't see any linemen up front. They're all receivers and backs. He's expecting the onside kick. And as you said, Brian, you keep the accelerator on any more with these offenses these teams have, they can put points up really quick.
Young with a low kick, fielded at the 14. And Robinson across the 40 to the 45. A nice return.
That was a nice return. And anytime you catch it on the left hash mark and you go all the way across field, that shows how much speed you have.
That is the final play, or is it, of the third quarter? It should be. Well, they should be calling, because there's no time on the clock. There we go. 3 quarters in the books. Lexington finally on the board as we head to the fourth quarter. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chris Ebert. This is my son, Dr. Cam Ebert. We are Ebert Dental Group in Willard, Ohio.
Here at Ebert Dental Group, we offer a wide variety of services: restorative dentistry, dental implants, root canal therapy, Invisalign, teeth whitening, cosmetic dentistry, dentures and partial dentures, Botox, and much, much more.
We're currently accepting new patients, and we would love to see you here at Ebert Dental Group.
Maumee Bay Turf Center, a leader in synthetic sports surfaces as well as natural field construction, maintenance, and renovation. Maumee Bay Turf is part of Turf Nation, the most trusted source in the synthetic turf industry, including creating the surface for the biggest game in pro football. From professional, college, and high school sports to recreation and commercial projects, check them out at MaumeeBayTurfCenter.com and see our large collection of finished projects and services. Maumee Bay Turf Center, we build better.
Clear Fork with a 38-7 lead as we start the fourth quarter, and the Lexington defense with a nice stop on the first play of the final 12 minutes. As we see the Colts stuffed in the backfield at about the 44-yard line. Second down and 13. Clock still moving.
Clear Fork's in no hurry. The score's on their side and the clock's on their side.
Victor Skoog now up under center, and they hands the ball off to Pauly Alt, who powers his way across the 45-yard line. He is a load to bring down. He's not the biggest kid either. 5'8", 155, but those legs drive.
He's been their money ball player now. He's got 132 yards, and I'll tell you, when that young man gets in the open field, I don't think there's anybody that can catch him.
Remember, as long as the deficit is 30, that clock will continue to roll. 3rd down and 1. Skoog is going to be stuffed in the backfield for a loss on the play. The play was just it looked like it was in slow motion.
Yeah, it looked like it might have had a little busted play to it. I don't understand where that came from. Nice job by the defense, putting a little pressure on, making the sack. That actually goes down as a negative rush.
Ryle Maservi with the big play defensively.
I think this might be Clear Fork's first punt of the night.
It is.
Lex is hustling to get the right teams out there. Good snap. Nice punt.
Fair catch called for at the 20. So Lexington will start after a score and then a defensive stop. So a little momentum now shifting to Lexington.
And this is what Lexington needs. They need to build a little bit of confidence for themselves, and they just want to, establish their own ground game.
What do you think of that? 33-0. The TY Tigers take it on the chin at Arlen Field. You're speechless.
Yeah, being a former Tiger, that really hurts.
We're both looking at you.
Being a TY Tiger, I know the feeling that's going on over there right now. You go in with big expectations. You're playing a program that's got a history that goes way back, Paul Brown, and you get hammered.
1st and 10 for Lexington, 38-7. Minutemen stay on the ground, and they've got nowhere to go either. So neither team really doing anything running the football.
Few players moving in and out. Looks like Coach Carroll's starting to do a little subbing. You do not want to get one of your varsity starting players hurt at this junction of the game.
Does he get nervous if it's 38-14?
No, not really. You just don't want anybody to get hurt. You've got enough lead. You can always count on your defense. The one thing you don't want to do is put your second team in there, and then a little bit later you got to put the first team back. You got to build a little confidence in your second team players. They got to get playing time. You never know when a varsity player will get hurt, and somebody's got to step up. They're getting the experience right now.
Young out of the shotgun. Swings it out near side. This is caught by Fagan, but he's quickly tackled at the 23-yard line. Nice defensive play. Logan Anderson coming up.
Nice pursuit by the Clear Fork secondary.
Third down and 9. 7:45 and counting. Trips now to the left, and Fogel goes wide right. Over the middle, it was almost picked off. It was intended for Fagan.
Nice coverage, nice coverage.
And he kind of hung Fagan out there to dry.
The one thing that's nice, though, is Clear Fork's keeping everything in front of them. Nobody's getting deep on them. And again, when the ball's in the air, the secondary reacts and knock it down. Nice coverage.
3rd and 9. The officials stopped the clock here. I think they're going to march off a penalty against Clear Fork. So they're going to march it down across the 30, perhaps an unsportsmanlike conduct call, and this is going to be a first down for Lex. This is a big break for the Minutemen.
And that's a 15-yard penalty.
Lex with 2 receivers split to each side. Young fakes the pitch and keeps it and stumbles to the 45-yard line. Logan Anderson will get credited with the tackle, but gain of 6, second down and 4.
Little counter play, get the flow going to the left. Quarterback comes back. He's got a big tackle leading him on a downfield block.
Young rolls to his left, has some room, and it's caught at the 45-yard line and a first down for the Minutemen. Cam Crago coming up with the reception.
Clear Fork's moving the ball. You know, it's going to be tough to pull this game out, but Lexington is getting a little momentum. The coaches are looking out there, looking at the players, evaluating players on every play.
Young pumps left side, fires down the field, far left, and it's incomplete. And again, looking for one of those big receivers, the freshman Fogel just throws it up there for grabs. And Fogel unable to come down with it.
Clear Fork again playing deep, nobody behind them. Three dark jerseys back there making the play.
Timeout on the field with 5:06 to go. Clear Fork with a 38-7 lead. Brian Harter, Bruce Weirich from the Colt Corral. A beautiful night for football. And for the Colt fans on the near side of the field, it's been a pleasant experience for them. On the far side, not so much.
It's been a good first half for Clear Fork. Right now, it looks a little bumpy for everybody. Clear Fork, when you have a big lead like this, it's hard to keep your momentum up. They're putting in different players, switching teams around, losing a little bit of continuity, but their defense has been coming up and playing tough. Lexington, on the other hand, they need to establish a drive. Their offense has got to find an identity. Are they a passing team? Are we a running team? A little of both, a little bit of play action. They're still searching for an identity.
Got another final. Colonel Crawford with a 37-7 win over East Knox. So East Knox continues to struggle. Colonel Crawford improves to 3-0. Another first-year head coach down at East Knox, and first-year head coaches, this is not the season for them.
It's tough. Anymore, there's a lot of coaches. If you go 10 years, you're an item. Most coaches, they burn out after 4, 5, 6 years.
Were you an item?
I made it 10 years.
Young steps up. Still on his feet, has a first down, knocked out of bounds at the 32-yard line, and he took a hard hit, but he bounces right back up. A.J. Young, the 5'10 senior, and he puts the team on his back and sprints to a first down.
One of the hardest things to defend is a quarterback that can run with the ball. I've said it over and over. You can see the little bit of hustle in Lex now. They're jumping, moving.
Young again. Breaks one tackle, and then just throws it up for grabs. He's lucky it wasn't picked off.
Yeah, that's kind of a rookie mistake right there. If there's nobody open there, just throw it out of bounds or get what you can on the ground.
He was about to take a hit and decided to just throw it up for Fogel, and there were 4 green jerseys in the area.
Again, with the receivers Lex have, all you got to do is throw the ball up, and these guys will go up and grab it for you.
Under 4 minutes to go. Swing it out. Quick hitter on the far sideline, and that's hauled in by Jackson Wyndham.
Lex is moving the ball, throwing it.
Swing it out again, that's Wyndham. Forced out of bounds at about the 13. So on back-to-back plays, they dial up number 7. Young again. Looks into the end zone. It's picked off. So the drive was looking pretty promising, but Joe Stupka comes up with a pick. And another drive is dashed by the Clear Fork defense.
Yeah, Lexington's only sending 3 guys to rush it. They're putting 8 gentlemen back on the coverage, and the ball was overthrown. Interception.
So now with 3:05 to go in the fourth quarter, Lexington will fall to 0-3. Who do you think our MVP should be? Go ahead and fill in your comments section. See if your vote matches ours. And Bruce Weirich is not eligible to be the MVP.
Not tonight. Nope. Clear Fork's moving people around, different players.
They will stay on the ground, and no matter who they put in that backfield, they just carry defenders. That one was Nick Appleman.
Not bad for a first down. The guy, he did a great job running that ball, just running people over.
Colts have a first down at the 34-yard line. Again, it's Appleman. Appleman with some power up across the 45. Lexington will open OCC play next Friday night hosting Mount Vernon. And the Colts, they'll be here at home as they host River Valley.
Boy, this young man runs hard for Clear Fork. Larry Zonka.
5'10", 5'8", sophomore.
And this is what builds your teams. Getting these young players in a game varsity situation.
Appleman again, and again he carries tacklers for an 8-yard gain. We're going to get votes for Nick Appleman for MVP.
Just give him the ball.
He's coming in as the closer.
Yeah. Came out of the bullpen. But he's moving the sticks.
Final seconds winding down. Colts may run one more play, maybe. Or are they going to let this? They're going to let the play clock wind all the way down. There's 12 seconds on the play clock and 20 on the game clock. And this will be the last play of the game. And the Colts are going to get a win here in their home opener as we take a look at the final carry of the ball game. And Clear Fork with a 38-7 win over Lexington. We'll be back with the Mansfield Roofing and Home Improvement postgame show right after this.
Maumee Bay Turf Center, a leader in synthetic sports surfaces as well as natural field construction, maintenance, and renovation. Maumee Bay Turf is part of Turf Nation, the most trusted source in the synthetic turf industry, including creating the surface for the biggest game in pro football. From professional, college, and high school sports to recreation and commercial projects, check them out at MaumeeBayTurfCenter.com and see our large collection of finished projects and services. Maumee Bay Turf Center, we build better.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chris Ebert. This is my son, Dr. Cam Ebert. We are Ebert Dental Group in Willard, Ohio.
Here at Ebert Dental Group, we offer a wide variety of services. Restorative dentistry, dental implants, root canal therapy, Invisalign, teeth whitening, cosmetic dentistry, denturals and partial dentures, Botox, and much, much more.
We're currently accepting new patients, and we would love to see you here at Ebert Dental Group.
What's up, America? Brian Skoronsky here, and if you want to see me and the gang chop it up with some unintelligent conversation, we've got the show for you. Check out the OH Report video podcast every Monday, exclusively right here on the OH Report.
Time now for our Studio 19 player of the game, Victor Skoog. 5 of 11 through the air, 123 yards and 3 touchdowns. 9 carries for 30 yards. You came into tonight with no touchdown passes. What were you waiting for?
I don't know. I wasn't waiting for anything, but the opportunity didn't present itself so far until this game. Last game I missed a couple receivers on big shots, but tonight we were connecting.
Just talk about coming into a game against Lexington, obviously a rival, a little bit more juice tonight than normal?
Yeah, I think all the guys were more juiced up than we were for the first 2 weeks, and it showed out on the field, and we just need to be that way every week.
Talk about what you guys think you can take from this game. Obviously, you guys are very balanced. You can run the football. Howie did an outstanding job in the backfield. You had some timely throws, and it just seems like teams focus on the run, and then you can light them up in the backfield. Is that what you guys want to do as the season continues?
Yeah, we have a bunch of great backs. Powie had a great game. Tristan Robeson, when he came down to get me for the interview, I was like, why aren't you getting Tristan? Tristan had those 2 touchdown runs, and it was only on a couple carries on the counters, but he played a great game. Powie played a great game. Luke Slosher had a great game. It was just all-around team performance, and yeah, that helps with us being balanced.
We've seen a lot of Clear Fork teams over the years, and it looks like this team could be something special. What is it like in that locker room?
Every day we come in, we just try to be positive, have the music playing, and get everybody going every day for practice, and then before games, try to get juiced up and ready to go.
What do you think is an attainable goal for this team? Obviously, you want to win the conference. Shelby left a kind of a bitter taste for you guys last year. Do you talk about them a lot in the postseason or in the offseason, and then now as the season has started?
Yeah, in the preseason we talked about Shelby quite a bit, but not as much as the season's going. We're just going week by week right now, and I think we play River Valley next. I'm not even sure, but whoever we play next, we just got to focus on them to Monday. But
guys, get ready for the conference next week, and you guys won the first 2 years you were in the MOAC, and you guys have kind of had a drought there. What do you think you guys have to do to get back on top?
We just have to come out every week and perform. We can't skip weeks. We can't look past teams, and we just got to come out ready to go every single week.
Victor, nice game, and good luck next week.
Yeah, thank you.
Victor Skoog, our player of the game. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with the final numbers right after this. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Maumee Bay Turf Center, a leader in synthetic sports services as well as natural field construction, maintenance, and renovation. Maumee Bay Turf is part of Turf Nation, the most trusted source in the synthetic turf industry, including creating the surface for the biggest game in pro football. From professional, college, and high school sports to recreation and commercial projects, check them out at MaumeeBayTurfCenter.com and see our large collection of finished projects and services. Maumee Bay Turf Center, we build better.
We are back here at Clear Fork High School as we wrap this up, and I thought it was interesting that Victor Skoog was surprised that he was the MVP because of the big plays that Ty Robeson had. And there might be some people that were surprised, but to me it was kind of the passing of Skoog in the second quarter that really elevated Clear Fork and propelled them to this win.
He's a leader. He's your team leader. He's going to take this team to the playoffs. If they're going to win the conference championship, he's going to take them there. And somebody had to throw the ball to get to that receiver, and he did a great job tonight. And it was really, you know, you look at this game, it was over at halftime. I mean, Clear Fork, the second half, they came out. They didn't play like they did the first half. They did some things, you know, to get more players into the game. And so when you just take a look at the first half, what a dominant game. What a performance by this team.
I really like the play calling by Dave Carroll. Normally they want to run the football, but they sprinkled in the pass perfectly and caught Lexington off guard.
Yeah, the passing game, they actually have a lot of speed to get to the outside, to get behind the things, but the other play I like is that little counter They ran that little counter play, and I think he only ran it 3 times, and they scored 2 touchdowns off of it. So they get you thinking one way, running the ball, and they come right back the other way. Then they throw the play-action pass to the tight end. We've been covering this team for a long time, you and I coached against them. And to be honest with you, Brian, this is probably the best offensive and defensive team I've seen in a long time.
Let's take a look at the final numbers, and they're going to bear that out. It was complete domination over the Lexington Minutemen. 443 yards of total offense, and as you mentioned, they love to run the football. 320 yards on the ground. No turnovers. Clean up a few of the penalties, but other than that, Clear Fork really played a flawless game.
Yeah, and as I told you, I played them 10 games in a row when I was coaching, but this is probably the most balanced team I've seen. And they come out and run the unbalanced, which causes a defensive coordinator to make a few adjustments. He's got to look at it a little bit differently than a balanced offense. And not only can they run the ball, they can throw the ball, play action, counters. Wow, what a force to be reckoned with for the next 7 games.
Well, Victor Skoog may not have known who they play next week, but we do. They play River Valley. And Lexington, they will start OCC play next week as they host Mount Vernon. So they're hoping that they can get things going and get that first win for their first-year head coach. With the win, Clear Fork is now 2-1, and Lexington drops to 0-3. The final score tonight, Clear Fork 38 and Lexington 7. Our thanks to tonight's broadcast team. Our producer was the great Adam Thompson, and the fine camera work courtesy of Andrew Ziegler. Most of all, our thanks to you for joining us. Once again, the final score, Clear Fork 38 and Lexington 7. You've been watching high school football live and free on the OH Report, powered by BS Media Productions, the future of local sports. For Bruce Weirich, I'm Brian Harter. So long from Clear Fork.